Hey, this is Greg Barney,
And I'm Chris Marler,
and you're watching CPP Comics.
and I enjoy a good comic or two.
Hey, thanks for tuning in for the third edition of CPP Comics. Now, just a reminder, I'm going to be taking you through all things Marvel.
And I, Chris, will be taking you through a meandering kerfuffle through the DC land.
We'll do that. It'll be good.
Yeah.
So let's dive right in. And I'm going to start off with a book to prove that we don't just read comics that we like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because I read a Hulk book.
How'd that go?
It was stupid.
Oh, that's sad.
But here's a great book that was quite enjoyable. Marvel Knights does these short three book stories. This one here is called Spider-Man Fever, one of three. Exactly. This is a trip, and I don't mean like a fun ride. I mean like this is a drug trip from beginning to end. Spider-Man and Doctor Strange are together, and there are demon spiders crawling around. And if that doesn't sound weird enough, the artwork in here is bizarre.
Ugh.
It's bizarre.
Ugh.
Was not appealing when I picked it up. The artwork did not attract me, but honestly, kind of a compelling storyline once you get into it. But some strange things going on.
But it's worth the storyline nonetheless.
It's worth skimming in your comic book shop.
Skimming.
I don't know that you have to buy this.
So you could kind of like pooter along the top of the water on this one.
Yeah?
All right, well, what else do we have? Oh, look at there. It's Robin making friends with HR shovel stuff. I love this in Batman and Robin number 11. They're just hanging out in the cemetery, chatting it up in the evening time. And then along comes 99 Fiends. What are these guys doing here? So it's kind of like a gang. And this guy's like, you know, we were just having a conversation, and we don't like you interrupting. So I'm going to dong you on the head and have you have a seat here. Don't threaten me. I will dig a hole right now and put you in it. That's kind of how it goes.
Oh.
So they rough up these 99 Fiends, and in the meanwhile, Alfie is flying his hover bat, and it's kind of weird because like it doesn't look like it would fly. It's like a tick.
Alfred?
Yeah, Alfie. He knows how to
Alfie.
work all. Yeah, Alfred. Yeah, well, apparently.
You call him Alfie?
I don't, but Dick Grayson does. Apparently, they're a little closer than. Anyway.
Yeah.
Batman is down in the Bat Cave, meandering about, looking for clues and hints and tablets and tiblets, looking for where might my Brucey be. He goes down, he sees a light, and he's like, oh, I'm going to go down here and check it out. Fading back to the kerfuffle upstairs with the shovel smashings. What happens is Robin somehow gets the shovel and conks Mr. Gravedigger here in the noggin. Ha! And it's like, hey, what'd you do that for, Sonny Jim Bob? That hurt. And so he's like, I don't know. I can't control myself. My spine seems to be having a mind of its own. So back in the day, little Damien got him a little surgery, and apparently his mama put something in his back to make him be controlled by somebody else. Spoiler alert, Deathstroke's involved.
That's bad parenting. Spoiler alert.
Oh, and then apparently Dick Grayson has the strength to climb out of a grave or something. He's like, hey, I found it.
What did he find?
Well, hey, you got to get the next one.
I don't want to.
Well, how about talking about something you'd like to?
All
That's
right.
apparently
I don't care where Bruce Wayne is. If Bruce Wayne was gone and I could wear the Batman suit, I wouldn't go looking for Bruce.
You can obviously tell
I'd be
it's
like,
not him.
"Yeah,
He's
Batman."
less muscly.
Anyway. All right, this is cool. This was shockingly cool, awesome. This is called S.H.I.E.L.D. This is some fun history stuff going on in here. They're saying that S.H.I.E.L.D. has been around forever.
Really?
Since Egyptian time.
Like G.I. Joe.
Just like.
No?
No, I don't know.
I'm sorry. Taking a stab.
So S.H.I.E.L.D. has been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
Starting in Egyptian times when some aliens that we've seen in comics called the Brood actually came and tried to take over back in the day. And so the Egyptians, this dude stopped him.
Ooh.
You know? And so then at one point you also find Galileo working on this machine, and he's going out there and he has his machine on his balcony or whatever. And his machine he built is stopping Galactus from destroying the Earth.
Well, that is a very nice move from that gentleman.
Yes,
I
I think
appreciate
this
that.
is brilliant. Now, this is definitely a lot of setup going in, but this is the first one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. series, and I'm going to stick around with this. This is fascinating to me. They're going to the history of what S.H.I.E.L.D. has been and how the Earth's been saved hundreds of times before all of our modern heroes.
Yeah, things we didn't even know about.
Yep.
So that's cool. I love history. And speaking of history making, number 8, Darkest, Blackest Night. But what's happening here is you start off with Sinestro, like, hey, I took on the white power to live and all this, and he's fighting. Yeah, no, it's weird. Then he's fighting Necron, and it seems to be a good battle. He rips out Necron's heart and rips his arms off.
Oh, wow.
Not to give too much away, but he does not seem to have what it takes to take him out. Necron starts separating the two, Sinestro here and into here, and my goodness. Then all of
The Care Bears.
Yep, with all their stairs and rings, show up and like do all their staring power through the rings, and like, hey, let's all focus on Necron. He's gonna destroy the galaxy.
All right, that's a comics from the past couple of weeks. Now, we're actually going to head over to our local comic book shop, Hero Hunters, and check on what's coming out next. Wes?
What's up, Wes?
Hello. Welcome to it. No, hold on. Welcome to another segment of Comic At Ya here on CPP Comics. Now, just a reminder, on May the 1st, Free Comic Book Day is happening, and I'm here at Hero Hunters in Asheville, North Carolina, where Free Comic Book Day will be held. If you show up here, you can pick up some free comics and hang out with the CPP crew. Now, Free Comic Book Day is happening all day, but the CPP crew will only be here between 10 and 12. So if you show up between either of those times, you can pick up some free comic books or hang out with us. Now, in Comic At Ya, this segment in CPP Comics, I, Wes Cordell, will be telling you what's going to be hitting the comic book shelves in the next week. To start off with, we're going to be talking about Flash, the first one, the dastardly death of the Rogues. Now, I know what you're thinking, because we're all thinking the same thing. How could any comic book with the word dastardly be bad? It couldn't, and I'm going to tell you why. Lots of rogues are dying. Flash is the only one who can solve these bizarre deaths, and he's running fast. He's trying to get back to his regular lifestyle. Moving on, we're going to Iron Man Noir. Now, in Iron Man Noir, Tony Stark is running around the world trying to find the Fountain of Youth, things like that, to try and find a cure for the disease that is slowly killing him. All the while, Nazis are trying to steal all of his weaponry secrets. Now, just a fun educational fact, noir is French for black. Speaking of black, the Blackest Night series has finally come to a close, which is going to be transitioned into another series called The Brightest Day. Now, usually series start with the number 1, but this is so anticipated that DC decided to label the first issue the number 0. Now, while I'm letting you take that in, I'm going to transition on to one of the last comics we'll be talking about today, and that is the first Captain America Siege. There's going to be Bucky, there's going to be Cap, there's going to be Siegin'. It's going to be good. You need to pick it up, you need to read it. Now, one last honorable mention. If you can find this, we at CPP Comics highly recommend that you buy it. It's Chillers. Now, what is Chillers? It's only the greatest comic book of all time. It's got Wolverine in it. It looks like he fell in a meat grinder and then got urinated on. On the back of his Harley, he has a blow-up doll who's blind and deaf and dead. It's awesome. And to top it all off, the name of this comic is actually The Thing in the Glass Case. It doesn't get much more creative than this, guys. This is top-notch. Should be $50, when in reality, it is only $3. That's all that we have for you today in this segment of Comic At Ya! Yeah! And I'm your host, Wes Cordell. I'm going to be taking it back to the studio with Greg and Chris.
Now, you can go to chickenpoppod.com for more information about all the things that we do, including upcoming things with CPP Comics. Otherwise, I'm Greg.
I'm Chris.
And we'll catch you in a fortnight.